Hi everyone, I am here in Rhode Island in my friend's barn, which a few years ago was a storage space for furniture and odds and ends, and I asked if I could just clear up the space, get rid of all the stuff in here, and please set it up as a studio. She very generously said sure, and I have been spending almost every summer here, which it just feels like heaven. Listen. That's what I hear all day while I'm in here making pots on the pottery wheel, which is back there, or in the fall when I'm dipping candles, or in the winter, getting up to the winter before it gets too cold. I come in here and I spin on that spinning wheel, which I found in Louisville, Kentucky. This is just a little magical space. I am so excited because we're going to be filming some videos for my YouTube channel in here next week, which I'm going to share with you these activities that I do in here. But in the meantime, before we do that, I thought I would make a very intimate video, another one, just me and you, no cameras, no lights, no editing, where I answer the question that is perhaps the most frequently asked question I get. Is there anything you can't do? And when I see that question, I think of a scene from The Sound of Music.
My dear, is there anything you can't do?
Well, I'm not sure I'll make a very good nun.
Well, if you have any problems, I'd be happy to help you.
I always just hear in my head when I see that question, the Baroness saying, "My dear, is there anything you can't do?" The answer is yes. There are things I can't do, but all of the things I can't do are things that I really don't want to do. The main one that comes to mind is sports. I can't do sports. I can't play sports, and I really just, I can't watch them. I can watch a little bit of basketball. I like basketball, but for the most part, I can't do sports. And another one is finances. So, I mean, I'll do them and I'm responsible. I'm a responsible adult, but I will say that I don't like doing them, so I figured out how to delegate. But the whole point of this, is there anything you can't do, is that I've realized when I actually genuinely look at that question and actually find the things that I can't do, the realization is that they really are the things that I don't want to do. And then I flip it around and I look at all these things that I've learned to do over the years and how I've learned to do them. The main reason I'm able to do all these different things is because I really want to do them. And I'm addressing this today because I want to inspire all of you who are watching. If you yearn to do things, to do one thing or two things or many things, you can. You really can. But you really have to want to do those things. There have been periods in my life where I've thought, oh, skiing, oh, basketball. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do those things? Like you could play with your friends who know how to play basketball, or it would just be impressive. But when I actually stop and think about it, I actually have to ask myself, point blank, but do you actually want to ski? Do you actually want to play basketball? And the answer is a big resounding no. I have no interest in skiing, putting on all this equipment and going out into the cold and going down a hill. I just really, it doesn't interest me at all. And when I have that answer, it's a revelation of, well, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I think that the idea for people out there is they have an idea that they would like to do something because it's interesting, but before you embark on trying to learn a new skill, you really have to figure out if it's something you want to do. Because if you don't really want to do it, there's no point in pursuing it. We all only have a limited amount of time in the day. It's 24 hours, and we all are making choices constantly as to how we spend our time. How we spend our time, like physically doing things with our hands, but also how we spend our mental energy. And over the years, I've really learned that a huge part of learning skills, many skills, is giving these skills time to learn, time to practice, time to think about them. Sometimes the time is not actually when you're standing there doing the thing. Like it's not just when I'm at the pottery wheel throwing pottery, or when I'm in front of the harp practicing the harp, that I'm working on those things. Sometimes when I'm away from those things, I'm thinking critically about what I did wrong. Why wasn't this working? And then I have to actually figure out how to fix that, or how to try to fix the problem. And I consider that part of the working on the skill, the mental energy. I do often get asked, like, how do you find the time to do the things you want to do? It is hard. It's so many people out there, they have full-time jobs, they have kids, and those things are kind of non-negotiable. You have to do those things. And then when you have free time, I totally understand that often the free time you just want to rest, and you need to rest. I mean, in order to take care of the kids and in order to go to your job, you need to be able to recover. So these skills that you would like to pursue seem kind of impossible. But what I would encourage everyone is to not be daunted by how long it's going to take to become good at something. Because yes, I will admit, it takes a very long time to become good at throwing pottery, or good at painting watercolors, or good at playing the piano. But don't discount 5 minutes. Don't throw away the value that 5 minutes has. And this really is something that I've learned, that I want to share with you and tell you with full conviction, that it does all add up. Even if on the weekend you have 5 minutes to sit down and do a little sketch. Don't think about whether it's good. Don't think about that you're working on this skill. Just do it. And if you can carve out 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there, or 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it does all add up. I have learned how to do the things I know how to do because I've yearned to learn these things. Like as a little kid, who was vehemently opposed to playing baseball. My mom was always trying to sign me up for baseball practice, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. I dreamed of playing the harp. And now, I mean, I'm learning how to play the harp. But it took a long time to get there. It took a long time to build up the confidence to pursue learning how to play the harp. It didn't just happen overnight. And these were baby steps that it took to get there. To me, the most valuable possession, the most valuable thing I have in my life are the skills that I've learned. They have made me feel so wealthy. That's genuinely how I feel. I feel like if my life is a bank account, that I have made these deposits into the bank account little by little that have added up to an immense amount of wealth. And it makes me think of this Sanskrit saying that I've known about for a long time, and it's only recently that I looked it up. It's Mata, Pitta, Guru, Devam. Four beings. Mata means mother, Pitta is father, Guru is the teacher, and Devam is God. And what the saying really is about, which is it's very old, it's Sanskrit. It's about who you learn from, and who your role model is. So you have to think about this in the context of thousands of years ago. As a baby, as an infant, the first person that's really there that's teaching you is your mother. And in that old ancient society, when you would leave the house, once you were old enough, your father would teach you about being out there in the world. Mata, mother, Pitta, father. And then what comes next? Above that is the guru, is the teacher. And this really, when I think of the people that I have learned things from, every single one, whether it's over the course of 14 years like Guy Wolf, or 4 months like Nancy Modica, who showed me how to work with gold to make this chain, I think of them as gurus, because in my culture, in Hinduism, the relationship between the disciple and the guru is a sacred one. They're giving you a skill. They are giving you the most valuable thing that a person can give another person, not money. They're giving you something that you are going to take and keep with you, and you will, even after that person is gone, you will have that, and you will be able to give that to somebody else. And this is a sacred thing. So that's not lost on me. And I really feel like when I encounter these people or approach them and ask them, will you teach me something? I feel metaphorically like I really do want to do what we would do in our culture, whereas you bow down to their feet and you put your head to their feet to show them genuinely how grateful you are for what they're giving you, whether you're paying them or not to teach you. And then the last one is Devam, which is God. And I think that the whole circle here is that you learn from the guru, which is kind of the most sacred, and after that it's something divine. After that, when you reach that level and you've learned how to learn, you learn from the divine. So this as I've gotten older and as I've navigated through learning all of these skills and incorporating them into my life, I do strongly feel like there is really something here. The cultivation of learning skills, learning one skill, learning many skills, whether you do it over the course of a few months or whether you do it over the course of a few decades, it is totally it's worth the time, it's worth the energy, and it's worth the commitment. So that's my answer to that question. Is there anything you can't do? And I really hope that by being transparent with my approach to learning these skills, I can do what I want this channel to do, which is to inspire you to not necessarily do what I'm doing and learn the things that I'm doing, but to go out there and figure out what it is you would like to learn. What do you like? And then finding the teacher that is appropriate for you, or maybe being self-guided, but to not be hard on yourself about learning these things. It's not a race. I think in Western society, Eastern society too, I mean, we're hard on ourselves. Like, oh, I have to learn this and I have to do it well. And if I don't do it well, I'm a failure. I shouldn't say you. I am only doing these things for me. I'm only learning these skills for my own fulfillment. And that does two things. It puts the pressure off of me, and it puts the pressure on. I know that if I don't practice and if I don't commit the time to learning these things, then I'm not gonna progress. And I also know if I really, really want this for me, then I have to do the work. And that's liberating. It's liberating to fully know and accept that the only person you're doing this learning for is you. So I want to thank you all again for supporting my channel and watching these videos. If you have not subscribed to this channel, sometimes it's confusing because I make videos with HGTV handmade and people think they've subscribed, but they've subscribed to that channel. So if you're watching this video, underneath the video, there'll be a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please click that, subscribe to this channel. When the numbers go up, the algorithm pushes these videos and helps us continue to do what we are doing, which I would like to do. And we're just gonna keep making videos. Hope you keep watching. Thank you. And from this little barn in the middle of paradise, I say goodbye.